should start any minute.
Welcome to new episodes of our show where we talk about how much we enjoy Bucko and Pico. And what we learned from
it's starting now. I'm just waiting for the thing to come. Yep, the volume's already disabled.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, let's drag this over Mia.
drag queen, like Toby.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's hilarious.
There, and then put that
Because we are
there.
making fun of a friend who isn't here.
And then put this here. All right, I'll probably go talking to the mic.
You probably should.
I'm coming around so I can get through the mic. Let's get it started up in here, shall we? There's no need to do it just yet, but we will in a moment. But first, I'm gonna have a sip of my cup of tea, Matt, because we're gonna be doing Arthur, lost episode, Arthur's suicide, on the bugle. Louis Armstrong, wonderful world, on the bugle. Should have my cup of tea. Just go wait.
Is there anyone actually watching?
No, there's no one right now, so just do what you want. Start like just dropping racial slurs every 5 seconds.
We usually do that when we're not recording. We're apparently not allowed to do that live, so you know who I really hate? White people.
Somebody just typed the word poop, I think. It says 0 people are watching, but the word poop just came up.
Maybe it's just the internet replying.
Just Sir Dave says poop.
Indeed. Oh, something else got up. So we still got 0 people watching, but
yeah, poop. All right, fuck it. Let's get started.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Guys, we're reading the creepypastas you want us to read live because we're cunts. Well, first we're going to do Arthur's lost episode, Arthur's suicide. Introduction. Hi, XX99XX here again to bring you my next creepypasta. Oh boy, I've been foaming at the bit for XX99XX new creepypasta. Really just could not fucking wait. Alright, now I did say in the comments that I was going to be doing one about Bobby is poopy. What is that?
I no words.
Is that another creepypasta author?
I'm not sure if it's another creepypasta, like if it's a creepypasta he's done, a creepypasta author, or a show that I'm really glad I don't know about. Welcome to Bobby's Poopy. It's about Bobby shitting himself constantly. Nickelodeon.
Just this like Bobby Hill looking kid made of feces going, kill me. Every moment I live is agony. Bobby is poopy on Nickelodeon.
Oh, first she's like Bobby Hill, she's like, hey guys, and just his trousers just like expand slightly. All right. Bobby, this is why you have no friends. You keep shitting yourself. Oh man, another day for me to try and make some friends. Hey there. Oh, what's your name? I'm Bobby. Oh, I don't want to be friends with you. Oh man, we'll find your name this week to see what happens to Bobby. Here's a sneak preview. Hiya. Alright, back to Arthur. We managed to get that much out of. Well, we're on like the second line.
Okay, right. But I could not get the start. I could not get the starting right. I'm already suspicious English is not this person's first language.
Well, they're an idiot.
Yeah, they may just be an idiot. Okay.
Oh, we've got some comments now.
What creepypasta are you guys reading? This is Arthur lost episode, Arthur's suicide. Best episode, 10 out of 10. Would episode again.
Too much suicide. Oh, we've got 4 people. 6.
I'm trying to make it so that I can read the chat. Hang on.
Can't you expand it or?
No, well,
are they just seeing a picture of Sanic?
They are just seeing a picture of Sanic, yes. There we go. Right, okay. And it just didn't work out. I wasn't really a fan of Arthur, but after the incident, I hate Arthur now. I rushed this a bit due to my schedule, but hopefully you won't hate too much. So I bring you ... Arthur's suicide. So without further ado, let the pasta begin.
Right, so I'm more curious than what the incident was.
Yeah,
was it like the event?
It's like, brr, brr, do not mention the event. Mentioning the event may cause panic. Oh my goodness. Alright, this story. I was with my brother and I was bored. So he made me watch Arthur and I said,
I was even more bored.
Do I have to? And he said, you must. It was boring. And when the theme song came up, it was normal. But I saw this image flash quickly and I could barely make out what it was, because we used to love Arthur as kids. The good thing is it is still on TV. But we never got to see the new episodes because we got to new things like Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob and Thomas the Tank Engine.
How is Thomas the Tank Engine new?
I asked my brother if he saw it and he said, no, are you having a hallucination? I said, no, this is serious.
This is serial.
I continued to watch it and the title screen was grayscale and the title said Arthur's suicide. And then the next chapter, the episode. It was a sunny day. Arthur and Francine were practicing for a baseball tournament. Then Muffy was hanging around Blinky. One of these Pac-Man ghosts. After that, the episode skipped to the next day. It wasn't very pleasant because Binky was murdering people with a knife. No, I imagine that wasn't very fucking pleasant.
Well, he doesn't mess around. I can say one positive thing: he's not like talking about what he had for breakfast or the fucking shape of his house or whatever bullshit.
It's like the amount of these creepypastas where they just give it all this agonising detail. This guy, I turned the episode on and there was murder.
Murder all over the place.
Just Buzz Lightyear, just murder everywhere.
All up in ya.
All up it, way up inside your butt. Alright, what the fuck was I on about?
Binky was murdering, or Slinky.
Yeah, but Binky was murdering people with a knife. Muffy was dead, Sue Ellen was dead, and a lot more people were killed. My brother left the room crying. The students entered the class. This is one of the most horrible parts. Thanks for letting me know ahead of time. There was a very loud scream, and I was really scared when that happened. Everyone was shocked. It was this written by like a little child. It was like, there was a loud scream, and I was really scared when that happened. Everyone was shocked to find a dead child. He was naked, with his guts were ripped out, and he even had his eyes stolen. His eyes stolen!
They weren't missing.
Then the police came to investigate. Well, they investigated. You got to figure out who stole his eyes. No one leaves until we find the culprits, and the eyes are returned to this poor boy.
Looks like,
what is he, fucking Anubis? Oh, okay.
Just not on the scene. Hold on, the police are here. Like, so, kneels down. Definitely blood. Boys, I think we got a murder on our hands. And we're not going to stop until we see who comes to justice. Yeah!
Oh my goodness.
I'm not saying we're a bit drunk, but I'm not saying we're a bit drunk.
I'm not drunk, I just had a lot of cocaine. Right, okay.
Directed straight into your butt.
Just way up in there. Alright. They stole his eyes. Okay.
Yeah, that's the important thing to focus on.
The police came to investigate the scene of the murder.
The stolen eyes.
After that, the episode skipped to Arthur.
Oh my god, it's Minority Report.
Playing in his baseball tournament.
Life moves on.
The scene was weird as everyone had bleeding eyes. Arthur was batting while the bowler threw the ball straight to him.
So he was a batty boy. Arthur is a batty boy. You hear it here first.
Now that's a CREEPYPASTA story. Arthur imagined all these people because he was a batty boy. Oh, CREEPYPASTA, you cunt. Right, you dopey-voiced, plagiarising, dick-riding piece of shit. Right, where the fuck are we? Please go blah blah blah. Based on something. The scene was weird as everyone had bleeding eyes. Arthur was batting while the bowler threw the ball straight at him. He got 3 strikes and he got striked out. Thanks for explaining how baseball works. It skipped to the end of the match where he tried to catch the ball. The batter scored a home run and the score was 18-0. The Elwood City team blamed everything on Arthur. When Arthur got home, the scene was a flashback of all that had happened. Then he heard voices saying, "Do it, Arthur. It was all your fault. Kill yourself."
Kill your family.
The final frame was Arthur lying on his bed, dead with blood dripping out of his heart. I turned off the TV. And the next bit, epilogue. We're almost done already. Guys, put in your creepypasta suggestions in the chat. Kill your family. Oh. Alright, I'm just going to have to scroll the chat a bit. There we go. Right. Yeah. Baseball is serious business.
Wasn't that a King of Hill episode like that once?
It was a pilot episode, wasn't it, about the baseball thing with him getting cracked in the eye. Epilogue. I turned the TV back on and there was a message saying, "This is your future." After that, I got really scared and contacted PBS Kids to warn them about the episode. They said, "How could this be possible? I don't know."
The new war film.
I don't know who made this episode, but it definitely wasn't us. A few weeks later, they replied, "We still haven't found the maker of this episode, but we're sure it's the same maker as Squidward's Suicide." At that time, I checked on my brother. He was still crying. And he said,
It hasn't been weeks later.
Yeah, like weeks and weeks, just crying in his bedroom. Oh. I didn't want to watch Arthur again. So I said, same as me, but it shouldn't happen again. Well, this is the end of my story, and I have nothing else to say. And since up to 2014, I never watched all the episodes of Arthur again. So the next time you come across this episode, don't trust any women if you can't see their legs. No, don't watch it. Watch other things. It's for your own good.
Well, that was the shit ramblings of like an 8-year-old.
That was fucking genius. Matt, what did you think of Arthur Lost Episode, Arthur Suicide?
Well, I'm terrified of the future of becoming like an aardvark or whatever, and then losing a game of baseball. Is that what? It's like the future, the secret behind Arthur is that it's actually set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where all the other animals, like humans, have wiped themselves out, and all these other species have grown to take their places. And someday someone's going to lose a baseball game.
Oh God. Oh, Tree Spoopy 5 me. All right, I think we have got another one, haven't we? While we wait for more requests to come in.
Well, there was
prepared a second one. We haven't tried to see if it's funny, but hopefully it will be. And if not, I apologise. It is all Matt's fault.
It's your fault because you're big dumb nose.
I don't even have a big nose.
Not now, you don't.
Not yet. Okay, guys. So this next one is Welcome New Galaxy.
It's funny that we've got we've got the two stories lined up, an Arthur and a Mario one, and we have a picture of Sonic.
No one cares. It's just a picture. All right.
All the people start kind of, I want to hear them insult Sonic.
People start complaining. What? I expected Sonic in my live stream. Unsubscribed. Disliked. Oh, hell no. Right. So, Welcome New Galaxy. Oh my goodness. I want to cry already.
Or poop yourself.
Or poop in Matt Dixon's butt.
You'd like to see you try.
Let me scroll this across a wee bit. I'm getting
Nintendo wee bit.
Because I'm getting some of the messages off. There we go. Right. Alright, great. So, ... It had finally happened. I finally got Super Mario 2 for Super Mario Galaxy 2 for Christmas. I was grateful for it, and I was a hardcore Mario fan. Not like my school agrees with me. What?
The building is up. I'm really more of a Golden Axe fan.
I get picked on at school for liking Mario. I remember the things they said to me.
It's like a school full of furries who all really like Sonic.
Like
Colonel Oliver has always beaten the shit out of me.
Like, hey Rob, where's Mario? I hate that bullshit. I hate bullshit like that. happens at my school.
What?
Like, what? Like,
is that the best thing? I'm being constantly bullied for liking Mario, which in itself is really, I know, dumb, petty. But hey, where's Mario? Like, is that clearly, the best?
Like, clearly, any infant child could just rebut with "in fiction."
Yeah, or up your butt.
That's where Mario is. So, where's Mario? I don't know. He's supposed to be here. I guess he's busy fucking your mum. Like, it's not difficult.
He's too busy giving your brother.
Yeah, it's like, it's not fucking difficult. It's like, oh, I hear he's climbing down your mum's pipes. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a challenge, guys.
Oh. They give him and Luigi are giving your mum a leaning tower at Pisa.
All right. I'm a social outcast and I have no friends. Yes, I know what a social outcast is. Everyone at my school likes their Call of Duties and their Halos. If I went to school, he goes to school for Angels, the actual Halos. If I went to school in the 80s or 90s, everyone would love Nintendo and I would have friends. People still like Nintendo. Mario still sells very well and he's still a fucking icon.
It's not like he's like, oh, I'm really into. Fuck, I'm trying to think. Something obscure
or something embarrassing like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
No, it's Mario. Like,
it's like one of this free game consoles. One of them's headed by fucking Mario.
Just completely absurd. It's like, oh man, I was into Uncharted and everyone was horrible to me. Like, it's never gonna happen.
I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. He was really into Jeff the Killer and came to school just as Jeff the Killer constantly, and people made fun of him. Yes, that's the reasonable thing.
Right. I looked at the box cover. I could tell it was innocent enough. Mario...
As opposed to what? Mario Rape Simulator. It was during the CDI period. It's the one they really don't like to talk about.
Mario with his
Mario 6 Dungeon.
I was trying to just get on with the story, man.
Sequel to Mario Hotel. Mario's Creepy Basement.
It's like Hotel Mario, Hostel Mario. Right, fucking hell. Perched on Yoshi's back, a warm smile grew on my face. I was happy. Shortly after, I examined everything.
For clues? He has no eyeballs. They've been stolen.
Who hasn't someone stolen Yoshi's eyes? I noticed there was minuscule writing in the top left corner of the cover. It was not visible to the naked eye. It must have been the small print, like the code of the disc that is usually printed on. But I could obviously tell this was handwritten. How someone could write that small astonishes me. What are you saying? Who would have wrote something on the box? Written. I asked my mother where she had gotten it from. Santa got it me to give it to you.
I hope it's
okay.
When you're sleeping, Santa.
Right. So these kids are young enough to be into Father Christmas, and kids pick on him for liking Mario. Like, that's like the fucking core demographic of people who like Super Mario.
Hey, you like some kid stuff, you fucking 4-year-old faggot, said the 8-year-old.
Yeah, it's like 8-year-old kid playing fucking Call of Duty. Mario is for children. Where's my juice box? Okay. Later that day.
Also, wait. Also, Americans, juice box is a terrible name for it.
It's a carton of juice. Oh, while we're on the subject of Father Christmas, why in the right? Father Christmas, when you're a kid, Matt, when your family probably didn't do Father Christmas because they were too busy, with rickets and beating you. But with
where did that come from?
Because they're old.
Fine.
But in England, you put out a mince pie for Father Christmas and a glass of sherry, and a carrot for the reindeer, right? And he's quite the man, Father Christmas, because he can have a mince pie and, like I say, some fucking sherry and still fly a sleigh without crashing. Take that, drunk drivers. You're just pussies.
Yeah.
In America, do you know what they put out for Father Christmas? Milk and cookies. Is he fucking 6? Milk and cookies. Insanity. What sort of fat jolly man wants fucking milk? Yeah. No, he wants booze, you nutcases. No wonder you're always shooting each other.
Santa's not getting enough liquor in it.
Santa's
Also, he's flying around all around the fucking world, something a bit more sustaining than a fucking biscuit.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And at least, I don't even think they leave the carrot for the reindeer either. It's like, what the reindeers are hauling his fat ass and all your fucking Xbox
Usually
games.
one or two carrots between like 9 fucking reindeers. And like, they're getting gypped enough. Like, none in America.
Ridiculous. In Russia, they give Santa vodka and communism. Oh my god.
He's just captured by the KGB. Who still exist, but in secret.
Okay, should we get on with the story then? I mean, I'm not particularly interested in reading the story, but...
I want to talk more about the Easter Bunny.
Alright. Yeah,
This Thanksgiving these Americans are talking about.
There's a joke I was talking about on another stream the other day. There's a joke that Americans have that the English celebrate Thanksgiving on the 4th of July. So I never heard that until the other day. I'm a big fan of that. Right. Later that day, after I had my Christmas dinner, I slid the disc into my Wii. It started loading, and then the bright logo came up on the screen. Super Mario Galaxy 2... ... I started a new save with my Mii as the planet. I'm glad I've played Super Mario Galaxy, else I wouldn't understand what you just meant.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Fair enough. I was pumped. Here we go. It started up smoothly.
Yeah, football!
It started up smoothly, and I played it for a few hours. I loved it, even though it was exactly the same. It was a massive step up from the first game. Oh yeah, yeah. It was the first one with Yoshi in it, but it was a huge step up from the first game. The first one that it kind of completely reinvented the way they play Super Mario, put this cool gravity engine in it and everything. It was a step up from the first game. The story was great. It was the same story as the first one, but less engaging. The characters were great. The power-ups were great. The music was great. The levels were great. The game was fantastic as an overall experience.
So, fanboy.
Yeah.
And possibly a weeaboo.
Yes.
He likes Mario-san.
Mario-sama.
Chan.
Luigi-kun. A few weeks later,
To-chan.
I was up to the final boss of Bowser.
Bowser-senpai.
The final boss of Bowser. The game was called Bowser. Learn to English! I defeated him in about 2 minutes. Well, it is Mario. After I defeated him, he didn't seem right. Something about him was, in a word, weird. He froze in position, not moving a muscle.
Glitch.
He shut his eyes for a while, about 10 seconds. When he opened them again, they were bloodshot. I was confused. He whispered in a voice that was nothing like W, new paragraph, hat he usually sounded.
Hat, he sounded like. Hattie.
And he said, this is Bowser here. No, he went, so you win, ... again. I hope you're happy. Then he's from the West Country. Then it just carried on like nothing happened. I felt confused. Bowser would never say anything like that. It was slightly disturbing.
He's such a well-flushed out character, isn't old Bowser? Fucking Reem, like his personality.
Oh.
Fucking books and poems are written about him.
Good times. Crazy days. Fuck are we on about? Yeah. Mario, Bowser, yeah.
Making out.
Then I just carried on like nothing happened. I felt confused. Bowser would never say anything. Yeah. It was slightly disturbing. Maybe it's just a bug the editors forgot to notice.
Yes.
You don't consciously think to notice something. You either notice or you don't. You don't go, hey Matt, remind me to notice that spider in the corner of the room.
Will
so I
do.
can get rid of it. No.
Spider! Not to mention that, so Nintendo just like, whoops, we forgot this in our major release.
And how do they forget about like he spoke? He said he whispered in a voice. Like it was recorded. It wasn't like it was a fucking, you know.
The head spun round or a car did a flip.
It wasn't
like in
a
Fallout 4.
No, the voice actor recorded the lines. It was getting late anyway, so I went to bed. I was thinking in my bed, why did Nintendo let that happen?
Why did Jeff steal my camera?
I fell asleep and thinking of the joys of playing it tomorrow. I
Popped a boner.
whole new stream of galaxies. Okay, whole new stream of galaxy is, because it's not galaxies plural. It's galaxy or belonging to or possessive is galaxy. Y''s for me to play. I mean, I guess this person is supposed to be a little child, but still.
Or an incompetent writer.
Yeah. Probably both, I can see.
Hopefully that and On Fire.
Forgot to notice. Play. Right. I woke up the following morning, somehow...
The alarm let out a warning.
Somehow glad, but I don't know why. I got out of bed...
As the bus flew by.
into my dressing gown. You just jumped. They're gonna taste great. They're gonna taste great. I can hear the sound of Frosties hitting my bowl. Why would you eat Frosties on a plate? The milk would go everywhere. Hear the sound of Frosties hitting my plate. You fucking imbecile.
I can't eat cereal, right, Mum? It's eating it with fucking salad tongues. She's some fucking madhouse. I was eating like here in the kitchen on top of the shed. Isn't that right, Mama? Decapitated moose head. It's not so much a cereal commercial as a fucking fever dream.
It's like, is that right, Mum? It's just Maynard the moose. It's chew. Oh my god.
Should we take a look at what the comments are saying? Because
they're just talking about Frosties on the. You guys don't remember that commercial? The kids used to sing the song. They're gonna taste great. They're gonna taste great. I can hear the sound of Frosties hitting my plate. It's like, and everyone just hated the song because it was really obnoxious. But even as a child, I was like, hang on, why would you do this? Why would you? I was like, Tony, why you do this? Last time I read a Christmas Santa themed creepypasta, well, the boys know how it turned. I don't know who you are. Sorry, milk in a bag. So you're on a plate. At least use a cup or a bowl.
what madness is this? Bowls? The cereal?
Frosties are not very nice anyway. They're like if you want.
What, cornflakes with some salt on them?
If you want sugar frosted cornflakes, put some fucking sugar on your cornflakes. At least it's not like cancer-causing carcinogenic sweeteners.
Well, they say it's sugar, but it's more like salt and grit, and the will that it tastes nice.
You know, the reason that McDonald's chips taste the way they do is because somebody farts on them, but also because they have salt and sugar in them.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
And tasty.
Yes, and delicious. Especially with the barbecue sauce. Alright, what the hell paragraph are we on?
Something about...
Alright, he got in out of his bed, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. He's just in time to the butler. It's because it's alright because he's saved by the bell.
He's jumped out to sing the Frosty song. Oh, okay. Right, oh yeah, dressing gown. Put on my fluffy slippers and walk downstairs. No, I don't think people were bullying you because you were into Super Mario. I think people were bullying you because you were clearly a punt. My fluffy slippers, indeed.
Also, he's probably going to spend the entire day wearing his pyjamas like some sort of cunt.
Oh yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. Guess what Jacob's been wearing his entire day?
Oh yeah, I'm still in my pyjamas. I've not
Assless chaps, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, where the fuck am I? This is so difficult.
Well, because we spent 5 minutes talking about Saved by the Bell and Frosties.
This is the nonsense we usually edit out, right? My Wii was sitting there in its usual spot, having a cup of tea. I started playing Mario Galaxy. As I started World 5, it sounds kind of cool. 10 swap already. As I went through the portal from World 6 to said world, I heard Mario's voice. It was very faint. I couldn't really hear it. What I never really understood is that Mario never said anything when he went through the portal. I wasn't really concerned anyway.
Right.
I started playing the new levels. They were hard, but rewarding. As I got up to the Boss Blitz Galaxy, the music slowed down. Not lots, but enough to notice. They cost not lots! I started the galaxy, but the little jingle which always plays at the start of the level didn't play. All that played was static. It wasn't loud, but it put me on edge. I started the level. I was against Dino Piranha. I knew he was really easy since having a strong memory of beating him first time in the first game. I started playing. I made the silly mistake of running into him and I died instantly.
So, yeah, easy.
What? That was totally unfair. How was it unfair? You ran like head first into a boss.
So, like, try, next time someone's got a gun on you, try that. Oh man, he shot me with a gun. So unfair. Can't dodge bullets.
First of all, well, in order to dodge bullets, you have to be in a lunatic asylum and be a 12-year-old girl. Don't you know that? And be on a lot of mental drugs.
I forgot about that. I was going to go for a Matrix one, but yours is better.
Is it? Is Clockwork ever better than the Matrix? Even the Matrix Revolutions.
No, not really.
And the Matrix Revolutions was just 100 simultaneous 9/11s on the screen at once.
That's something that would usually get cut out.
That definitely would, wouldn't it?
There's fucking V's not here.
First of all, I knew I had 3 hits until I died. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know how many people are here, but like, you guys all know Vince, the streamer who's on some of our podcasts and stuff. He was in a band when he was younger and thin, and had no beard, and they have a music video, and I will be showing you all later if you stick around. It's the most generic ass early 2000s music ever.
So you listen to it and you won't hear the song that's playing, you hear all the other songs that's made of.
It's like when you have like one of those recipes, one of those meals that doesn't really work because all you're tasting is the ingredients and not really. It's kind of like that. All the play was static. Yada. Okay, first of all, I knew I had 3 hits until I died. Second, I was sure Dino Piranha was not hard. I knew completing the first game 5 times.
Erection. It was all floppy. I had to fluff him.
I restarted the level once more. The jingle still did not play. It was more static, except this time it was louder. About the sound frequently of a person talking normally. That doesn't mean anything. About the sound frequency. Still not good grammar. I went over against Dino Piranha again, but this time I saw him eating the previous Mario's corpse. He had blood on his mouth and flesh in his teeth.
And blood on the sand.
I think I could also see an intestine dangling out of his mouth. He stood up and said in a deep, spine-tingling voice, "More food for Mama!" My character froze in place. Dino Piranha came and ripped Mario's head off. Game over music played, but it was really static-y.
Static sound.
I smelt a burning scent. Well, presumably, if it was a scent, the sense you used to, interpret it was smell. Not I smelt burning. I smelt a burning scent.
From my ears.
But I was not sure where it came from. This was terrifying. I was not sure how to react. I remember that my mother said to me 3 weeks ago, Santa got it me to give to you. Why would Santa give me this unholy piece of crap?
Can you guess the twist? Because I just did. Santa? Lucy?
I really hope not. I fucking hope you're wrong.
Lewis Cypher?
Alright.
Woman trapped in a pen drive?
The following morning I was curious. So I went back to the game. I started up my Wii and I went and got the Super Mario Galaxy 2 box. Okay, you guys can't see. There's a fucking picture of dead Yoshi.
Can you put it on the screen for
I think I can somehow. Hang on. We just scroll down to get more information. And oh no, that's not done it. Hang on.
Yep, the stream's falling apart.
Oh,
the dream is collapsing.
The child is gone. The child is going. The dream is gone.
I'm coming down from the PCP. Didn't you have to save it to your?
This thing. I'm just gonna, rather than saving it, I'm just gonna do this thing real quick. There it is. Right. This picture right here, ladies and gentlemen. This one in the corner.
Proof. Positive.
That is proof that this is a real, true story that happened and took place. Took place. Excuse me. That was horrendous.
He's like, you're a bad creepypasta.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, AP creepypasta, right? Bad's is redundant.
It's funny because they're all awful.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the comments.
Rogue window too spooky. And then I turn on my computer. Yeah.
Wait. It's a dinosaur. He's on the floor.
What had happened was clearly the moment he opened the door, had gone on the floor.
Someone opened the door a bit too hard.
Yeah, and he forgot how to walk the dinosaur. It is a complicated process.
We can't really walk the dinosaur because his knees are fucked.
It was Friday morning. I was curious. Yada yada yada. I noticed on the box in bright red Sharpie a giant X that covered Yoshi's face. I asked my mum, dad, brother, and sister, but all four denied doing it. I went on other levels instead of the Boss Blitz Galaxy. I decided to go on Yoshi's Star Galaxy. As I passed through each portal to get to each world, I heard Mario's voice every time. He was saying what he said yesterday, but this time I could hear him. Welcome, new galaxy! Waha! Each time was a little louder, until the last time he said it so loud I thought my eardrums would break. I finally got to Yoshi's Star. I was relieved that it started normally. I defeated Kamek, the Wizard Koopa. As I could access Yoshi, when I burst the egg, blood went everywhere. On the enemies, on the floor. Again, it's the wrong enemies. It's on the enemy is, on the floor, on Mario.
What did he leave out the...
It's supposed to be IES. Yeah. It's a pluralized word that ends with Y. Then saw Yoshi's tattered corpse, his eyes out of the socket, limbs missing, coughing up blood. He made a slight yelp, a painful one, and drops dead. Not only did I throw up in my mouth, but I started crying. Because I'm a big baby. Although, to be fair, he's young enough to believe in Santa, so... This is a true nightmare.
He's also young enough to be made fun of because of like Mario. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I smelt that burning smell again. I quit the galaxy. A text box popped up. It said...
You are a bitch.
Have you read the small text yet? Do you think the thing about him being bullied for liking Mario is going to become a part of the story at any point?
I don't know. Maybe he's going to learn how to play Mario Guitar Hero and then kill someone with a pipe organ or some such shit. And it will be beautiful. I don't know why you guys are criticising it.
I answered no. It said, go on then, read it. I answered yes. It said, I know you're lying. I got out my magnifying glass. The text said, you are a true fool, Robert. It was signed... Alright, it was signed my... Already wonderful. It was signed by Shigeru Miyamoto.
I was ecstatic. Holy shit, he knows my name.
Yeah,
I was super psyched.
You've got Miyamoto's fucking autograph.
Yeah. Who cares if you're murdering Mario or some such shit? That's clearly the game he wanted.
Well, I can't imagine that Miyamoto would do this for the simple reason that, one, it's bizarre, but also Miyamoto gets really upset when people do weird things. Like, he posted on Twitter, I saw a drawing of Mario and Luigi kissing. Please do not do this.
Like, really sensitive about his art.
It is
Just
gross.
wait until he finds out what fan fiction is.
I hope he never finds out.
He's doing what to Yoshi? Butt sex, that's what he's doing.
The guy who was behind...
to butt sexing him.
The guy who was behind Mario. I had a shocked look on my face.
You know who else is behind Mario? Yoshi.
As I went back to the game. I answered yes this time. I went back to the map screen. I saw fire everywhere. All galaxies were destroyed, alongside Starship Mario. Lastly, the music was played very slowly but loudly. I quit the game instantly. I went to put in the disc of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Ah! Oh god, it's too horrifying!
Oh my god, guy in this retarded pompadour.
Oh, it's so awful.
Is this the emotion you humans call love?
Fuck Skyward Sword. Right. Yet, I got a message on my letterbox on my Wii. I read it. Just remember, the fiery pits of hell await you. Welcome, new galaxy.
That does sound like a Miyamoto, doesn't it?
Definitely. That's what he'd say. Usually he puts stuff like that on Twitter. Please do not do this, because if you do, the fiery pits of hell await you. This has actually taken a lot out of me. Several seconds later, my Wii blew up into a fiery mess. But that's because you were playing Skyward Sword, and it just spontaneously combusted out of boredom. I had bits of plastic stuck in my body. I lay there crying. I got sent to the emergency room instantly.
The doctor was, he's fine.
And then I presumably sued the manufacturers and got millions of dollars. I've been here all this time telling you my horrifying story. I hope you do believe me, as it has scared me. Or, excuse me, has scarred me. No one at school will, so I am sharing it here on the internet for all to see. I think all to see is very ambitious.
Also, you put a story on the internet. I hope you believe me, because Shigeru Miyamoto blew up my Wii with his magical demon powers. Believe me, I'm on the internet. Also, this guy next to me is a lum.
I still don't think I'm safe. As I got a get well soon card this morning, I opened it and it said, "Welcome, new galaxy."
Signed Shigeru Miyamoto. We became best buds.
So, what did you think of Welcome, New Galaxy, Matt?
Horseshit.
Yeah.
Horseshit. You see, when you go up to the back of a horse and shit comes out, this will also come out of it.
This is just horrendous.
What do our viewers think, or listeners?
Amazing. JC gave me Homestuck. Same as the organic. I hope you believe me. Yet I poses on a site with non-real stories. 9 out of 11, very solid.
Too much exploding Wii.
7 out of 10. Too much Miyamoto. Too much Frosties.
Too much plate.
Frosties hitting my plate. Are you fucking high? What moron wrote that? Oh my goodness. I just looked up Sexy Yoshi. I am scared. You have only yourself to blame.
Right. People in chat, go to Google image search, look up jackets. Do it now. And then
just be sure the safe search is off.
No, make sure, yeah. I wonder how many people are going to bother doing that.
Amazing story, good as Metal Gear Solid, 0 out of 10. Yeah, guys, we're taking requests, just so long as they're funny, because if they're not, we will personally ban you from the channel.
We will find where you live and we'll fucking kill you.
We'll break your legs and we will poop in your butt. That's right, we will shit in you. Because when you're sitting on the toilet, crapping out the feces of me and Matt, you'll know you should have requested a funnier story. Okay, memory card. Where can we find memory card? Is it on Joel Pasta Wiki? Where is it?
Nothing super long.
Yeah.
I think that goes out. I'm going to... What time is it anyway?
I don't know. It's nearly 5 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I can go either 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool, bro. Search up Cockvor. Oh my god.
No. I don't really want to see. I don't want to see like things being eaten by a Japsai. I'm not entirely sure that's what it is, but I fucking guess from those two words.
That's what I assume Cockvor is, yeah. Alright.
I've told you the story the first time I found anything to do with Vor. I was so confused.
Somebody, I think it may have been MD Phantasm, pretty much made me, we didn't hold a gun to my head, but like he told me he was going to poo in my butt if I didn't. And made me read a Link Vor story about him being eaten by one of those likes. It was the most fucking disturbing thing I've ever read. Okay, we've got a creepypasta called Memory Card. I just want to check it's the right one. It opens with, a few weeks ago, my parents were driving up to see my cousins. We will visit during the summer on that one, blah, blah, blah. Oh, fuck, I know this one. Right, yeah. I hope Matt doesn't know this one because this is gold.
I don't know this one. I'm taking a piss break.
That's fair enough. I'm probably going to go put some food on in a minute because I'm getting really hungry.
I'm going to go... Toby, who's been gagged the entire time, I'm going to poop in his butt.
Yeah. Excellent. Go poop in in Sophie's butt. Alright guys, we're going to read Memory Card next, just so you know. So please hold out on the requests for a moment, because we'll forget them by the time we're done with Memory Card. So please save the requests until we wrap up each story. Have you guys heard about butt chugging, by the way? This while Matt's out of the room. It's a thing stupid frat boys do where they pour alcohol into each other's butts to get drunk quicker. Those are the people who go to university. Alright? They're supposed to represent our, well, not ours, but your best and brightest over there in the States. We don't have fraternities and alpha, beta, shit for brains and all that nonsense in this country, but... Guys, please stop requesting creepypastas until we're done reading one, okay? Because I'm not going to remember what you requested. We've got one ready that we're going to read, which is Memory Card. When we're done with that, then you could, if you could please send us creepypasta requests when we're done reading the story.
Right, so have we got any news on people finding out what the fuck jackets are?
Yeah, it was jackets, by the way. He said to Google image search. Right, let's fucking do it. This story is Memory Card. I really hope you don't know this one, Matt.
I have not. That I can remember.
A few weeks ago, my parents were driving up to see my cousins. We always visit them during the summer. On the way there, we drove through a little village. Some church by the road was having a car boot sale.
Of course they are.
A massive banner told us it was in aid of charity.
The field of science.
This could mean great things for science. My dad parked the car and got out, eager to have a little sniff around. He always had a thing
He's a dog.
for raking through people's old stuff and finding hidden treasures, usually through their bins. While he was off treasure hunting,
There's also a raccoon.
I decided to go off on my own little wander. Most of the stuff on sale was the usual crap. Cakes, ugly crockery, junk, etc. Okay,
Don't badmouth cakes, fucker.
someone was holding a raffle. An old woman was painting kids' faces, but only seemed to know how to do one animal.
Wait, didn't we start reading this?
There were zebra-faced kids everywhere.
Yeah, we did.
Right, well,
I can't remember the end of it.
It gets wonderful. If we only started reading it in quick so it wasn't funny enough, we were fools. I remember a couple standing out over all the happiness and sense of community. There was just a man and a woman with dead eyes, taking no interest in their customers at all. All they did was just stare into the distance. So naturally I just went straight over and thought, these are the people I want to buy things from. Fuck customer service.
They seem to have given up on life. I can get some really good prices out of them.
Their table was full of kids' junk.
Remember, kids, if you see a nihilist, you can, haggle real good.
Toys, magazines, crap PlayStation games, the usual. There were a lot of the Army Men games, a few sports games as well. I reckon I missed all the good stuff. I was losing interest when I spotted an old PlayStation memory card out of the corner of my eye. Written on the front in chip Tipex was the name Sam. Now this was a real hidden treasure. Oh my god. The Sam?
Sam the man.
Samuel Beatrice.
Samus the Madness.
Samus. Summer. Now this was a real hidden treasure. I bought it back from the couple and tucked it in my wallet. Neither said a word or looked at me when they took my money. After that, I found my parents once more. Eventually, we got back in the car and were once again on our way for my cousin's house. We stayed there for a few days. I enjoy hanging out with my cousins, so I was quick to forget about my purchase. In addition, neither had a PlayStation, so it didn't matter anyway. When I got back home, I retrieved my old PlayStation from the attic and set it up. I kept quite a few games too. I had all the classics: Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, Metal Gear Solid, Future Cop, etc.
We've made fun of this before.
Who can forget about Future Cop? Hey, that immortal classic, Future Cop.
I know we've made fun of this before, but I can't remember any of it.
I'm so glad you can't remember, because it just gets better. However, before I played any of them, I turned on the console without a disc in. I remembered that you could do this to check out the contents of your memory card. I stuck Sam's into the slot and selected it. There were a few save files on it. Some of them were corrupt. Just strange symbols hanging there that displayed a strange series of characters instead of details. Others were games I'd never heard of. What, like fucking Future Cop? However, there was one I recognised, Metal Gear Solid. It was the VR Missions disc, to be precise. It said it had been completed 100%. I had both Metal Gear Solid and the VR Missions.
I read this with... not with you. I read this with someone else. I think I read this with Toby or something. Because oh, no. I fucking remember it. I watched a Reds player read it.
Oh, brilliant. So have you remembered the punchline?
Yes!
Oh! Is there any... Right, should we carry on then? Because are there people in the chat who don't know this story? Because if there's... Right, just say yes.
It's still worth fucking reading.
Is it? Because we fucking already know...
Refresh my memory. Keep going.
Okay. Alright, we'll keep going anyway, if that's the thing. Yeah. I could remember quite a bit about the VR Missions disc, but the parts that stuck out for me... there's a couple of people who don't know the story. Great, okay. Part that stuck out for me... Oh my god, this is fucking perfect. Were the giant soldiers, the murder mysteries, and the photo shoot mode. I remember they were a lot of fun. I booted this game up. When I loaded the game, something odd happened. The title music stopped. This sounded especially weird because I had turned up the volume on my TV so I could get right into the game. But there I was, suddenly plunged into silence. There were no birds singing outside, no weather. The computer wasn't making any noise. On top of that, there were no sound effects, so I scrolled through the menu options. It was a little eerie, but I chalked it up to the game or the console being old and worn out. I remember you could wait for Naomi's legs to uncross to take a photo in photo shoot mode, and there was nothing there except a black space where a pussy should have been.
That needs to be on a shirt.
It was a little empty void left by the creators to disappoint a million pubescent kids. Amused, I loaded the photoshoot mode to select Naomi as my model. What? Okay. When the level loaded, I remember thinking the music sounded a little strange. It was nothing eerie, just a little odd. Maybe it was... Oh, for fuck's sake. Maybe it was slightly slowed down or something. Again, I chalked it up to either the game or the console's old age. I made Snake duck down and look through the viewfinders, staring at Naomi's crotch and waiting for her to uncross her legs.
Because he had nothing better to do with his, time or life.
I was determined to get that snap that had destroyed my perverted hopes and dreams all those years ago. Kill yourself. Immediately kill yourself. It took longer than I thought the first time it happened. I missed it. Waiting again, I almost missed the second time. Luckily, my reflexes had been sharpened by generations of gaming. Click. Gotcha. A perfect snap of that little black zone where her pussy should have been.
Right, so, just imagine this. You sit down at your computer. I want to write a creepypasta. What can I write about? Trying to get a picture of, a PlayStation 2 era snatch.
I didn't keep saying pussy as well. No synonyms. Just pussy, pussy, pussy. It's like Cheech Marin in fucking Dusk Till Dawn. Right. I was getting a little hungry, so I decided to take a break.
Wank wag.
I was just about to head downstairs for some food when I noticed something. I could hear crying. There were little sniffles and short intakes of breath. At first, I had no idea where it was coming from. For a moment, I noticed it was behind me. Then I realised it was coming from the game. I remember getting confused, sitting there to listen to some voice coming from my TV speakers. I just couldn't work out why it was happening. It started getting louder and a little more hysterical. I figured it was coming from Naomi. I tilted the camera upwards, wondering what the fuck was going on.
So he hears a hysterical woman, voice, and he presumes it's coming from a woman. Sexist.
Just as I got to her face, a horrible wail tore from my speakers. Just a huge whale. Just...
It took my leg, and then I had to hunt it down.
I was trying to do the windfish sound. I couldn't do it.
Well, you can't make it the sound of a whale.
No.
Your shitty voice acting.
No, not a whale. I was trying to do windfish, which sounds more like a bird. I could tell. Horrible whale tore from my speakers and scared the shit out of me, slapped me in the face. Naomi was screaming at me. I just had time to register her twisted mouth and horrible eyes when I gasped and dropped the controller. It landed on the ground on a button.
Luckily.
And the game came out of viewfinder mode. I don't know, like it landed on the ground. Well, yes! Surely it wasn't just
shot.
It didn't just fucking suspend itself in the air.
I dropped it and then it shifted through time. Get on with it.
I'm just trying to find where we are. Snake was just kneeling there in front of her. I stood there, shaking, watching the characters seem to stare at one another. I could no longer see Naomi's face. I couldn't tell if she still had that horrible look across it. There was no one in my house. My parents were both still at work. I jumped forward and turned the console off. A little while later, I was lying on my bed, thinking about that horrible face when it dawned on me that the characters in the game don't actually have eyes, just darker shades of pixels. Their mouths never opened either, they just nodded their heads whenever they talked. Naomi's mouth, however, had been twisted open and her eyes were almost photorealistic. What the fuck? After a while, I convinced myself I had imagined the horrible details. You always do in situations like that. I've never been in a situation like that.
Well, I've tried to do something retardedly perverted and then weird shit started happening. Nope, not me.
Right, it was just some lame kid's save that he had somehow fucked with and managed to scare the shit out of me with. So did you imagine it or not then? I wondered what else he managed to do to the VR missions. Later that night when my parents were home, I finally got the nerve to turn the console back on. I selected photo shoot mode and chose Naomi as my model again. Just like, John is a man of focus, commitment, sheer will. When the level loaded, I knew right away that something was wrong. The stage was empty except for Snake. Naomi was nowhere to be seen. There was no music either. It was just like the title screen. I ran around a little and the footsteps sounded louder than they should have been. They sounded real too, like high quality sound effects recorded in a great hall. The whole thing was a little unnerving, but I kept telling myself that it was just some whiz kid's stupid experiment. Still, I couldn't shake the horrible sensation that something else was at play. There was nothing on the stage except Snake, yada yada yada. To look through the camera's viewfinder again, to scan the level for anything panning around, I realised that all those graphics that usually floated in the background were gone. All that scrolling information wasn't there. The level was just floating in a black, silent abyss. Still panning, I suddenly spotted something in the distance, a vague shape in the darkness. Before I got focus on what it was gone. I had no idea what I saw, but it reminded me of one of those ghosts from Metal Gear Solid you could see if you took photographs in the right place. However, you could only see when you left the game. I'd examined the photos. Sorry, all this screen is like starting to hurt my eyes. Just give me a sec. I'll figure out where I am. However, you could only see when you left the game and examine the photos in the in-game photos album. They had been really creepy. I remember when I was a kid, I stopped looking for them because one had scared the shit out of me. I was a massive pussy. Still facing that horrible abyss, I took a photo roughly in the space I thought I saw something. I turned around and started taking photos all around me, a few being where Naomi was supposed to be standing. I left the game afterwards. I was relieved to get out of that horrible place. The menu still wasn't playing any music. There still were no sound effects when I scrolled through. Either I loaded up the photo album and I loaded up the photo album and began to shuffle through the pictures. The first one of the abyss was surrounded the level, or at least I think that's what it was. It was just a black image with no features. There are a few more like this too. I remember you could mess with the colours and contrast, so I played around with it, hoping I could see something. Nothing materialised. Thanks for including that in your story. Eventually,
and nothing of interest happened.
I gave up. I scrolled across the next image. The first shot where Naomi should have been standing. What I was faced with was something completely different. It was a picture of a little boy, tied up against a bed. Something told me to turn the game off. Something darker told me to scroll to the next photo. I listened to the latter.
Racist.
The next photo made my stomach jump. Gloved hands were holding the boy's eyes open. I continued scrolling. They were torturing him. I never knew humans were capable of such acts. My body was shaking and my hands could barely hold the controller, but I kept scrolling through the pictures. I was unable to stop myself. I came to another image. I was relieved to see it was no longer of the boy. This relief, however, was short-lived. I squinted at the screen, wondering what exactly I was looking at. Then it hit me. My insides did a little wet flip. What? And I froze.
That sounds pretty fucking fatal. Oh, my heart just exploded. That's what that was. It was instant death disease.
I dropped the controller again. No buttons being pressed when it hit the floor this time. When I was staring at the image, mouthing "what the fuck" to myself over and over. I stayed like that for a while, my body completely functionless as I gaped at the screen. I think you mean gawped. It was a shot of Naomi with her legs uncrossed. It was the very first photo I had taken after switching on the game. It was the photo that had started this horrible journey. Now, however, I could actually see her pussy. It was a real image of a pussy, not pixelated or anything. It was just sitting right in front of me in incredible detail. If I was still a teenager, I'm sure I would have been delighted that all my hard work had paid off. I'm pretty sure every kid who tried getting a photo of her snatch back then would have felt the same, especially when compared to the black void that too many of us actually faced. However, I was far from aroused in this situation. Well, I hope not. You just saw a little boy getting tortured to death.
Yeah. I couldn't get an erection. It was already there.
I noticed the pussy was moving, pulsing with every breath. What? I mean, I know some women can let air out of their vaginas and everything. I don't want to get too much into it because it's gross, but I don't think they breathe and like pulsate. I think.
Quay, start the reactor. Maybe that's the remake.
Start the reactor. I wouldn't know if that was in the remake of Total Recall because nobody saw it.
He's like, you need to talk to Quater. The guy just drops trow. Like, why do you have a pussy?
Ugh. Fucking hell. Pulsing with every breath as though I was watching a movie instead of an image. It was like some voyeur spy cam or something, and it was squelching. As I sat there speechless, blood slowly seeped from the inside, dripping over her lips and legs and spreading fast, when her pussy was completely caked in red. Naomi finally began to move her body. She was slowly leaning down towards the camera. I really didn't want to see her face, but I couldn't look away. No, I wanted more bloody pussy. I wanted to watch bloody vaginal belch some more.
9.
Then she was
The Reckoning.
screaming and staring at me with those horrible eyes and twisted mouth. She was looking at the camera. Excuse me. She wasn't looking at the camera, but at me. I screamed back before she lunged. Out of nowhere, I found strength. I watched as my arm shot out from my body and hit the power button.
I was hoping to say he punched Naomi. So I slapped that bitch to teach her her place.
My throat really hurts now. Fuck am I?
Space.
I couldn't look away. She kept screaming, staring with those horrible eyes. Twisted mouth. She wasn't looking at me. was looking at I found strength is the bit I was reading, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that?
Probably near the bottom, hopefully.
Who cares? Oh, here it is. I watched as my arm shot out from my body and hit the power button. A scream cut short. The screen was blank. I tore the memory card from its slot and held it as though it was some potent drug. I realised I was breathing heavily, and I kept staring at the name Sam in white Tipp-Ex as my lungs gradually relaxed. I never plugged it back in. That was the last time I ever played a VR mission. I still have the memory card in my drawer, but I daren't open it. A part of me wants to bind the damn thing, but other part won't let me. Maybe one day
He wants to bind it?
I'll give it another go, just to see how messed up the rest of the game is. Perhaps I'll buy some of the other games and see how fucked up Sam saves are for them. Maybe I'll try to figure out what games those are corrupt save files for. Maybe. But for now, the memory card could stay in the drawer until I'm ready. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crap.
Goodness me. I'd say 7 out of 10. Too much
Vaginal blood?
Yeah, I was literally about to use the vaginal blood. Was exactly what I was going to say.
That was just crap. Also, the fucking he was old enough to not be like, oh yeah, I'm totally turned on by seeing Naomi's veg, but he's like, well, I got this game and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna play some Metal Gear missions, so I'm gonna do this really stupid perverted thing, and that's like the genesis of the whole fucking story.
Yeah, like it's just horrible. Like I can't imagine why you would write this. Do you know what I mean? Like what would possess you to go, you know what? I remember when I was a teenager, I used to try and look at Naomi's vagina,
and like
Metal
immediately
Gear
like thinking that you're like, no, that I'm too filled with shame to admit that.
Yeah. Like, yep, that's embarrassing. Let's not share that with the public. That story was butt.
Yep. It was made of butts and your farts.
Oh. By the way, guys, just so you know, I missed my channel. I wasn't able to stream on Noobs TV last night because I was filming. So I'm going to be on Noobs TV tonight. Please subscribe to Noobs TV if you haven't already.
Yeah, Darker, he likes streaming, so we're going to stream about streaming.
In fact, while I'm here, I'm just going to add a ting to my stream.
A ting tong.
A text.
Just going to say the word butt.
Yeah,
So we're going to read another one or just...
Yeah, probably read another one and then call it, then wrap it up, I think.
Rapper. Boobs. Noobs. Boobs. So what are you going to be doing on Noobs?
Don't know yet.
Fallout 4?
Nah, I think people are getting sick of me playing Fallout 4.
I'm failing.
Hey guys, if you're going to come to the Twitch, to the Noob stream, and I really would like you to, later on, what game should I play on Twitch tonight?
Fallout 4.
Not really needing the killer, it's too long.
And we're saving that for a special occasion.
We see you.
Something not very long. Oh, if you can, something short of the memory card. Possibly as long as Who Was Fine.
Facebook friends. Let's have a look at that one.
She could turn to Unfriended, the crap version.
I was going to say, it wasn't Unfriended, the crap version of Unfriended. Alright, let's see if Facebook friends is on the CREEPYPASTA wiki. Got Facebook likes. Face to face with the Slender Man.
Facebook the Slender.
I think we've only got Facebook likes on this wiki. Does anyone know where we can find... Yeah, it's not on here. Facebook friends isn't on the CREEPYPASTA wiki. Does anyone know where it is? It's on the CREEPYPASTA wiki. Well, that's always a rare and special treat.
Well, we have to go to that wretched hive of scum and villainy and retardation.
Goodness, CREEPYPASTA wiki.
Goodness gracious me.
I hate reading off the CREEPYPASTA wiki though because it's like white text on a black background. It's just so uncomfortable on the old eyes.
Racist.
You can see this monitor. It's not very good for anything really. Just it's all a bit distorted and shit.
Well, I can't really tell because my eyesight's shit to begin with, so.
Show out of zoom. Hold on, guys. I've got to leave for a moment. Matt, do you want to handle the stream?
Alright.
While I answer the call of duty.
Call of Duty 4, Blob.
While I answer the call of Cthulhu.
Right, so, I don't know. How's everyone doing on internets and such? That's great. Yeah, I'm not really good at hosting this sort of crap. That's why I usually let the others do it.
There was nothing of any importance. Lady who lives here wanted to know if I was here because those lights was not on downstairs.
That voice was crap and you should never do it again.
I will always do that voice every day, forever and ever.
If you do,
years.
I will curse you with foot cancer. So much foot cancer on all your feet, all 4 of them. That's right, Jacob is a centaur.
It's true. Right, it's quite a short one. I can't really. We won't be able to read the chat for a minute just because of how
big and bulky and
just how
firm.
All right, Facebook friends. You know those people on Facebook that you don't even know that try to add you?
No, because I don't use Facebook.
And
Fuck
also,
Facebook.
you know those people that you don't know? Great grammar. Well, let's just say I'm one of those people. It all started about a year ago, I think, but I can't really remember since a lot of things have happened since then.
A year's worth.
Let's just say, at the beginning, I never really had any intention to join Facebook. I was a first-class loner, and I seldom had any friends, so Facebook's the perfect place for you.
Yep.
I didn't want to
all the places to go.
myself by letting the whole
Social
world know
networking.
how much of a loser I was. But I was persuaded after hearing everyone talking about it. Not me, of course, but rather around me. No, you don't hear yourself talk. I mean, obviously, you can hear yourself talk, but you go, I was sitting there listening to myself.
Yeah. I was having the voices in my head. The Duckman decided I should join Facebook.
Just loud enough for me to be able to hear. I hated how no one ever talked to me. It was like I didn't even exist or something. Like my very existence meant nothing to those fuckers. I was tired of being a complete outcast, so I decided to create my own Facebook.
That'll do it.
It was scary at first, letting the entire world know what I was doing. I was basically giving up my privacy and freedom to try to finally fit in.
Like, you're signing up to Facebook. Like, not passing out your information. Here's my passport, here's my...
The irony of the whole thing was that I was afraid of letting stalkers and serial killers know what I was up to. But I'll get to why that statement turned out to be ironic later. You're a stalker and serial killer. There you go. Anywho,
you're made of stalkers and serial killers.
Facebook seemed very foreign to me. I had 0 messages, 0 notifications, and 0 friend invites. It was just like in the real world. Only this time, the whole world could see it. No, they couldn't, because you had no friends on there, so only your friends can see your Facebook. But regardless, I worked up the courage and started exploring the site. I still remember the first thing I did when I started using it. I remember it so clearly. The game about the fishes. You know the game, right? No! That game was my favourite. I used to spend
Angry
hours on
Birds?
it.
Question mark?
I would buy countless fishes, ... and then not feed them and watch them die. Watching the fish die was so much fun. I would have probably stayed there forever if not for that friend request. You sound like a cunt. I couldn't believe
Or
it.
a psychopath.
Someone wanted to be my friend. I eagerly clicked to accept. It was the best feeling that I could ever describe. It was the blurst feeling. So here's where my story begins. So all of that was meaningless.
Yeah.
After I clicked on his profile... No, this isn't where your story begins then. This is just more of the story. I saw what Facebook was really all about. He had countless statuses, all with at least 5 likes each. I so wanted that. So I began to snoop in his friends list.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Snoop dogging in his friends list, and I added every single person that he was friends with. It took about 5 hours to do, but it was worth it. Before long, my page had grown from 1 friend to nearly 12, and of those friends who accepted, I knew absolutely nothing about them, ... But because I was friends with them on Facebook, I learned everything. I passed the first 2 weeks adding all the people who my friends knew, and once they became my friends, I added everyone that they knew. Yes, my popularity was growing. People finally began to know who I was. It was all so wonderful. The kids at my school even started talking to me. It was insane. Just plain bizarre. I began to fall in love with Facebook. Addicted, if you will. Not good grammar. I hated not being on it. So boring. I hated not being on it. The thought of not knowing what everyone was doing or what they were thinking was overwhelming. I hated it. The fucking school hours seemed like spending an eternity in hell. Really? I don't know a lot about hell because it's made up, but like, isn't an eternity in hell? Are you supposed to be on fire for a good portion of that time? I mean, sitting bored, I can't imagine really compares with that.
Jacob, I don't know if you know this, but this story is Ricketts.
This story is Ricketts, yeah. But I spent every single moment that I had free on the site. I began dreaming about using it, and soon enough I stopped dreaming altogether. I developed insomnia, which was great for me because I knew I could spend an infinite amount of time on Facebook.
Until you died.
Especially
from exhaustion.
The school year had just ended. It was sweet to be able to spend every single waking moment of my life on Facebook. But spending so much time on it allowed me to see the dark side of Facebook. There were people on there that wouldn't accept my friend request. I'd sent them thousands and yet still only had around 2,000 friends. It was obvious that these people had something against me. Why else would they not want to be friends with me? Yes, why else? There had to be a solution to all of this madness, and it was obvious.
The final solution.
Kill yourself. Yes, it was also clear to me. All I had to do was get rid of them. I still remember my first victim. So innocent. Truly, I had nothing against her. She was so young and beautiful. I still remember those eyes, ... those piercing black eyes. The thing I remember about her the most, though, was how much she bled and how much she screamed. It was different. It was a different feeling that I felt then. ... killing that girl, ... and I relive it every time I choose a new victim. Come to think of it, I just sent you a friend request. I'd think twice about denying it if I were you. Kill yourself. Written by Maximilian Porkley.
Right, so what you need to do is you need to go into your kitchen. This is a nice little recipe. You go into your kitchen, you get out a mixing bowl, not a plate. You need to be a bowl. Get some flour, put it in there, put some water in there. Then you need to go get a nice pint glass. You need to shatter it and then grind up the bits. Put it into the flour, then mix it round, cook it, then eat that cake made out of broken fucking glass.
Maximilian Porky doesn't appear to have any other creepypastas on the wiki, so let's look at some comments. This started off okay, but the ending was so disappointing and rushed. This could have been a better story if more time was put into the ending. 3 out of 10.
Oh,
I open Facebook and go to profile Facebook friends and I talk. You are the clear Facebook friends and I will be friends with you. What? 9.5 out of 10. Disappointing end. How fucking low are these people's standards?
Here's a near perfect score, but you know, really.
I remember after I read this for the first time, I'm never reading this again. Why would you read this multiple times?
I'm fucking forgetting this 5 minutes after I leave.
I had a friend request. Luckily, it was from someone I knew. Anyway, I gave this 7 out of 10. The ending could have been better.
Thanks for sharing your pointless life, you piece of shit.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I deny it right off the bat. Doesn't have a Facebook. I got a request. Not. It's freaking fake. What? I read this and I actually got a friend request after finishing it. Just all of you, shut up, morons.
And hopefully drown in something.
Go drown in a bucket of boiling piss.
Hey, that's mine.
It is yours. It's your bucket. It's your piss.
It's mine boiling.
2 teaspoons of tumbler.
It does sound like the plot to some sort of shitty Facebook-based serial killer movie or something, like Unfriended 2. The Unfriendening.
Unfriendening. Okay, guys, please do take a moment out to head on over to twitch.tv/noobstv. Noobs is spelt with zeros instead of O's for some reason. Go follow it, because that's the shop that I work for now, and I stream for them every single weekend.
And not Dreamland.
Please, well, do Dreamland as well. Please do go and follow that page so we can stream together more often, folks.
And please, Jacob has a new job working for Dreamland, the brothel, where he sucks so much dick.
Yeah, you might think Dreamland is a theme park, but no, my job is to make dreams come true. With this bad boy. I'm pointing to my mouth.
It's like sucking a is it? From what Toby's told me, it's like sucking a golf ball for a garden hose.
All right, shall we say goodnight?
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, internets.
I'll be on Noobs later.
I won't be.
You want more fun? Come on over to Noobs. You can stare right down my bum, right down it.
And someone pours beer into it because butt chugging's a thing.
Yeah,